All right, so we're gonna get a better idea of how to use wax paper or patty paper to help with our reflections and our rotations, right? So we're gonna look back at this problem. I find it easier to use a pencil when trying to draw on our patty paper, and we wanna try to be as specific and careful as possible. So when I'm creating my points, right, A and C, oops, keep breaking the pencil, and B, okay, so I know where they are. I don't necessarily have to draw all of my lines. I'm pretty confident that I know where they're going to be at. So if I have difficulty reflecting it, I can always draw my line of reflection. So my line of reflection needs to be there. So again, I can take this off, I can move it around, and I can put it back on top. Okay, so this is where we need to reflect. So we're gonna fold our patty paper over that line of reflection, again, as best as we can. Okay, and so I folded it over that line, and I have that line right up there. And then this is where I want to kind of pay attention to where my points are at. So again, I'm seeing where my triangle is, and I'm gonna lift up my patty paper to put my new mark. Okay, and again, I'm gonna lift up my patty paper to put my new mark, which looks like right about there, and my patty paper, as I break my pencil again, my patty paper, again, new mark, it's right about there. So I know that that was your B, so this should be your B prime, this would be your A prime, and then this will be your C prime. Let's count how many times I break my pencil in these videos. Okay, again, it doesn't have to be 100% perfect, but notice that my triangle does match up perfectly with the one that I drew underneath it. Okay, now the great news is I now have a triangle. Okay, and again, I have my line of reflection. Luckily, I made this where I still have a little bit of space left to go. So here's my new point line of reflection. So again, I'm gonna fold it to the best of my ability over that line of reflection. So what's gonna happen, crease it. So I'm gonna fold it this way and move my paper one more time. Okay, and then again, I'm going to create my points. So I'm gonna see where my points are and make that. And again, this will be C double prime because it's a new point. And then my A is gonna be right there. So A double prime, and then B is right there, and B double prime. Okay, connect, connect, and connect. Okay, so in reality, here's our original. So this is our original triangle, A, B, C. This is one reflection, and again, A prime, B prime, C prime, so we can label it something new. And then triangle A double prime, B double prime, C double prime. So in reality, this is just a translation. And again, how I know it's a translation, I've said that a translation is a slide. So notice that I'm just sliding this over. Okay. I want to point out that the shapes, right, should still be the same distance, right? So we mentioned that this distance from B to C is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is 8 units. This should also be 8 units if we've done everything correctly. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So again, we know that this is 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whoop. Did I not do 8 on this one? Oh, my point's off. Shoot, my point should have been here. That's why we always double check. There we go. And now this looks a little bit better. Excellent. So again, this is 8 right here. So the rigid transformations, rotations, translations, reflections, they're going to keep all of our lengths exactly the same. Okay. So we're going to do this one more time, and we're going to do this on problem number 15, which was on our PowerPoint. So again, this is on your resource page. So again, we want to visualize that this new triangle EGF is reflected over this new line V. I don't know if I'll be able to use the same triangle. Let's see. Oh, look at that. That's perfect. I did not know that that happened. Okay, so that's wonderful. So everything's been, I don't have to redraw anything. But if you didn't do number 14, we'd have to obviously redraw it. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna make sure that this is perfect. Excellent. And so again, I'm gonna flip it over here, and it should land on the same line as the E and the F, so we're not moving it up or down. Again, the other way we can think of this is notice that up at top, B's distance is 1, 2, 3 away from our line of reflection. And notice here our B prime is 1, 2, 3. So if we've done this correctly, F's distance is 1, 2, 3. So that means F prime should be 1, 2, 3. So F prime should be here. So I'm actually gonna draw this out. And so let's count the distance. We already, if my triangle matched up perfectly, this distance should be 8. So let's just double check. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that means I'm going to come over here and I'm going to count 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this will be G prime. E is 1, 2 over, and then 1, 2, 3 up. So it'll be 1, 2 over, 1, 2, 3 up. So let's just see how close we got. Our triangle should be perfect. Okay, so again, if I flip this over, let's imagine this. Flip it. Right, look at that. Beautiful, right? Okay, as our new triangle. So again, this new triangle is triangle E prime, F prime, G prime. Okay, now this one's gonna be a little bit trickier. We want to now reflect it over this diagonal line. Okay, so it's no longer parallel, so we're not doing 2 parallel lines. Okay, so so this one might be a little bit trickier. Okay, which is fine. So I'm gonna come over here, and actually I'm gonna draw it. I'm gonna redraw it. So I'm gonna draw it right. I'll draw it right here. Okay. Again, this will be E, this is F, and this is G. So we're going to reflect it off of this line, okay? So again, I'm going to visualize that I have to fold this paper, okay? So the great thing is I'm just going to come over here, and I'm going to fold it so I'll make my lines match up perfectly. So this is what it kind of looks like. So I can do it like that. It's another way to kind of flip it, right? You don't have to necessarily fold it. You can kind of just flip it, right? It's the same thing. I like the folding sometimes. Makes life a little bit easier. Okay, so let's look. This one was G. So G looks like it's right about here. So that's G prime. And then if I go down 1, 2, and then over 3, 1, 2, 3, I should get to E. So down 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Because again, we have to remember everything is being preserved. And then if I go straight down 8 units, So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oops, did I count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, right there. This should be F double prime. Again, connect these together. Okay. We have, it looks perfect. Okay. So final image is right here. Triangle, E double prime, F double prime, G double prime. So so now this question is this final image a translation of the original triangle? So does it look like the first one where we just slid it over? No, it does not look like it. What does it kind of look like to you? Hopefully what you're saying is that it looks like a rotation. Okay, and you're correct. It's actually being rotated around this lovely point, P, okay? Whenever we do rotations, we're going to stick with easy rotations of 90, 180, 270, 360, okay? Things to help with a rotation, okay? We have two types of rotation. We have clockwise, and we have counter clockwise. Okay, if it is clockwise, I want you to actually think about an actual clock. You are going to be going around like this, right? So you're going to go around our clock. If it is counterclockwise, it's going the opposite direction. Okay, so please make sure that you do pay attention to the specific type of direction that we are going to get. Okay, now when we are creating this rotation, again, we're going to basically rotate it using 90 degrees, 180, 270, and 360 for right now, because those are the easy ones. Okay, and how we're going to do that is using our patty paper at our point of rotation. So our point of rotation is right here, P. I want us to draw a plus sign, okay? And the plus sign is going to help us figure out where's our rotation. So if you think about this, when you're dealing with a plus sign, right? Here's your 90 degrees. So this would be 0 degrees, this would be 90, this would be 180, this is 270, and then we're right back to 360 if we're going clockwise around, right? If you're going counterclockwise, again, start at 0, then this would be your 90, this would be your 180, this would be your 270, and then we're right back to 360, okay? So then counterclockwise. Okay, so if we think about it, let's put this back up here, okay? I'm going to hold my paper, and now notice that I can rotate this however I want. Okay, bring it back into formation. Okay, so again, I'm rotating this point. So notice right up here, things are moving. So notice it's not at our first one, but it should land perfectly over here. So how much do we actually rotate? Okay, so I'm going to start right here. So that I know that my line is up at top, and I'm rotating in this direction. And notice that I rotate it, and now my little dot is down below. So this one is a rotation of 90 degrees clockwise. Okay, now I can go the opposite direction. I can go counterclockwise. So here's 90 degrees, not there yet. Here's 180 degrees, not there yet. And then here is 270. So now we can also say that this is 270 counterclockwise. Again, it's important to kind of know where it's rotating. Okay, so again, now we can rotate it. I really suggest patty paper, especially when we're doing rotations, drawing a little X, right, a little plus sign, and then drawing a little dot at the top so you know kind of where you started. Okay, so let's try this again. Again, let's keep using our piece of paper. So we're going to try this problem. Again, this wasn't on our PowerPoint, but it's on our resource page. So on the grid below, we're going to rotate the block L 90 degrees counterclockwise. Okay, so, and about that point Q. So let's go ahead, let's draw our block. Okay. There's our beautiful block. Again, I'm going to rotate this around this point. So here's my little plus sign. Again, it's hard to see my plus sign, but we see a little bit sticking out right here. And we want to go 90 degrees counterclockwise. So we're going in that direction. Now it's going to hard to see a dot up here. So I'm just going to put a dot down here. And I know I want to move this dot down below. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to rotate this. And again, I don't want to move my point. I'm not shifting it. I want to keep the point Q on the point Q. So now notice that my dot is now down below. So again, coming back at top, the rotation starts at point Q, right, which is a vertice of this block L. Again, I'm going to move this dot so that way it's down here instead. So again, I'm rotating it around the point. If you want to hold your paper and rotate it like that, you can. Okay, and then that's it. And so now we want to copy it. So I know I'm 2 down from the top. So I'm going to 2 down from the top leads me right about there. And then I'm going to go all the way down 2. So 1, 2. Again, recreating this, I'm going to go over 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to go down 2 more. And then I'm done. So again, there's my original picture, and then my